Welcome back to Invest Global. Today we're discussing paid network. Now, today we're going to be going through all of the things with paid network, whether it comes to their white paper, the actual individual paid token, which we covered back when I was in Istanbul, currently here in Krakow, Poland. Beautiful day here as we're wrapping up this. I'm recording this one day early, so it's Monday, July 19th. This video will be posted tomorrow just for full transparency. And if you're watching this for a year from now, it was posted in July 2021 and the 20th of July 2021. So moving on from that, basically all things with this paid network we'll be discussing today. Kyle Chassé, their founder, is one person to take into account. I think it's very important with any blockchain project to understand, okay, if they have a forward-facing founder, okay, understanding what is the analysis with, for example, like Hex or Pulse Chain, which is a hot topic today. Richard Hart, right? So with Bitcoin Cash, it's Roger Ver. With something like EOS or something like Tether, it was, not anymore, Brock Pierce. So these are all things to understand in this kind of a trustless ecosystem. As much we can rely on verification, blockchain, seeing everything transparently, you do have to understand the people behind these projects. So in this case, like I said, with Paid Network, it is Kyle Chassé. He is the founder, launching only the top tier projects in the space. I love what Paid Network is doing currently. As always, like I say at the beginning of these Launchpad Ecosystem Map Series videos, we're continuing on with the Launchpad Ecosystem Map Series. It's a playlist on my channel, Invest Global. By the way, subscribe to the channel to stay up to date. Hit the notification bell and click all. Along with this, go to the playlist and search for the Launchpad Ecosystem Map Series, especially if you're watching this, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years from now. These things probably will have changed a little bit, but this is the up-to-date content on Paid Network for 2021 July. So, as I talked about before, Paid Network did actually enter into a hack, which I talked about when I was in Istanbul, Turkey. I did a two-part cover of this Paid Network hack. And I think it's very important to understand any open source project is susceptible to something like this to happen. And when you're analyzing a project, you have to price this in. This is something I talk a lot about in my videos. And as always, I have that video link down below in the description, how to do your own research. So part of doing your own research is understanding, okay, the tiered investment approach, right? So if you have $1,000 to allocate to an investment class like crypto, which is a very, very small amounts, right? So $1,000, you're basically playing in the minor micro leagues, right? So a lot of things I talk about on this channel are global investment strategies. Like currently, I'm investing a lot here in Poland. I love it, whether I'm investing my time touring different real estate properties or investing in equities in the Poland markets with the WIG20 index, all these different things I've been talking about. It's very important to understand if you're only investing $1,000 in cryptocurrency, you have to identify, okay, if you're interested in Paid Network and this is one of the projects you want to incorporate in that $1,000 chunk, right? So in that $1,000, tiny chunk into Paid Network, I would say, hey, maybe 2%, right? So tiny percent of that total allocation should be in a project like this, because when you analyze the market cap, you have insanely high risk, high reward, right? So when the market cap is below $100 million, I personally like to average in, right? Especially if this is a long-term project. I do not like to dump a ton of my money in at these even these historical low levels, right? So we saw a major low there where I picked up a little bit and had a nice little trade there in that Paid Network hack while I was in Turkey. Then we reached those highs of around close to $6. Now we're back to like under 25 cents. Personally, I still am averaging into this project. I do like it fundamentally. I do like what Kyle Chassé is doing. I think he's a great entrepreneur. I think he's great in the blockchain space, very, very transparent on what he's doing. He's talked with a lot of people like Crypto, like The Moon, Carl, a lot of these guys while being in Thailand, which is a country that I absolutely love. Personally, I'm a person that travels around in all of these different markets. I do love Thailand, however. So let's get into more of these individual aspects of the actual Paid Network project. So what is the Paid Network? They describe themselves as an ecosystem decentralized application that leverages blockchain technology to deliver decentralized finance-powered smart agreements to make business exponentially more efficient. They essentially allow users to create their own policy to ensure they get paid. Now, this is very important. As we continue on with this Launchpad Ecosystem Map Series, we talk a lot about projects that allow you to get in early, but not a lot of these are actually insured. So on Cardano, they do have something similar to this with what Paid Network is doing. This is in the actual Ethereum blockchain ecosystem. So throughout the series, we've talked about a lot of different blockchains, whether it's Ethereum Layer 2 with Polygon, whether it's Avalanche, whether it's Cardano, Solana. We're actually, after the Ethereum network, we will get to Binance Smart Chain, which has the most launchpads on it. But here, I think this is very interesting when you add insurance essentially to this ecosystem. So you see simple smart agreements, so standardized contracts with autofill smart features, incentivize lending and liquidity pools, arbitration, reputation scoring. I do like that. So Bird Money is a project that I've personally been tracking on the channel as far as crypto credit scores go. So you see credit scores in the financial legacy ecosystem. But in the cryptocurrency ecosystem, someone can just start a new wallet and they can be completely starting from zero, right? So with this, you have to add layers on top of that. And I personally think something like a crypto credit score could be interesting when it comes to private sales, right? So you want to have someone who has not been involved in a rug pull, but also someone who has proved their worth over time. And it's a very convoluted topic. You know, I've talked about projects like Ledger Score, I've talked about Bird Money and many of these other ones, but I do like that they have this reputation scoring and this Ignition, a crowdfunding platform. Beyond that, they have the actual paid network economy. So here you can see that the paid network token acts as the core utility within the paid network ecosystem. So it's an access token. It's used with decentralized finance. It's used with arbitration and reputation and governance. The paid network token does all these different things. So they have the token burn. When you're looking at tokenomics, this is essentially what you want to look at. Is the token inflationary or deflationary, right? So something like a Bitcoin, technically, when you go back to the very beginning, it's an inflationary token, right? To go from 0 to 21 million total supply, that's an inflationary cycle. But over time, it becomes deflationary, right? Because with the halvings and all these different things that occur in the Bitcoin white paper, what's written into the essentially the tokenomics with Bitcoin is it's deflationary over time, right? But to start out, go from 0 to 1, as Pdre talks about in that book, 0 to 1, which I highly recommend, by the way. It's in my actual playlist. I think I have a link down below, must-read books. If you scroll down in the description, you have a must-read books section on Amazon. Highly recommend 0 to 1 by Pdre. Incredible book, even beyond the blockchain ecosystem, right? When you're going beyond this. So also in here, you have staked assets, you have the DAO ICO, you have arbitration, you have lending, insurance pools, smart agreements, and escrow. So you can see here Kyle Chase, as I said. It might be Chassé, I might be pronouncing it wrong, but you can see the core team there, very, very upfront. I like the roadmap. So we're here in Q3 of 2021. Let's see. So they have the paid ignition platform. What does that say? Gamification, badges, titles, non-fungible tokens. The extra referral system is going up this month, and then the paid full smart agreement negotiation functionality, audits, logs, and more. So again, with this whole series, I like to look at, okay, what are these different launchpads doing? You know, how are they innovating in the launchpad category of the blockchain space, right? So to get early access into pre-IDO tokens, pre-initial DEX offering tokens, that is what is most important in this video and in this whole series. Again, that whole series is linked down below in the description with that playlist. It'll just say Launchpad Ecosystem Map series. We've talked about a lot of different things. This has been a lot, I'm not going to lie, with this series. Beyond that, this is the decentralized application. So you can see the Ignition Launchpad here. You can see the upcoming Launchpads, so the Purify and the Pandora. With this whole series, I typically talk about, okay, what is the minimum allocation? So what is the minimum amount of tokens typically that you need to stake in order to gain allocation to this? And typically the allocation is broken up into guaranteed versus lottery allocation. So guaranteed meaning, hey, once you have this minimum amount staked, you can actually access this project pre-IDO, right? So beyond that, you have the lottery allocation, something like Card Starter, for example. Their minimum allocation is around $2,000 at the current worth of the Card Starter token. So CARDS, I have this video again in that playlist. But with this, essentially, it's like 10% lottery allocation, and it's like $2,000, right? So when you contrast that with something like, we have some projects in the Solana ecosystem, we have some projects on Ethereum's layer 2 with Polygon, where it's like under $250, right? So under $250, again, this is at time of recording the actual token value. So it's never just like, hey, it's going to be flat out $100 to get into this project, or hey, it's going to be flat out $1,000. It's all based on the actual current token worth. That's why I typically focus on these series on what's going on with the paid network token or whatever the individual Launchpad project token, because that's most important for allocation. But if we go back here and we look at, okay, so what is the actual allocation? That's what you want to look for here. If you look at a past projects that have received full allocations, so let's just go to like Tribe One, for example, or here, they actually didn't, they're at 0%. So let's go to one that's 100% here. So let's go to this. And we'll see what went on here. So they had 100% allocation. The value per ticket was $250. So the ticket means the lottery allocation typically. So Moon, Galaxy used the different contracts there. The sizes there. Yeah, so these are all important things to take into account. So vesting here, 35% at listing, and 65% will be vested linearly over 5 months. Okay, moving on here to... So we talk a lot about with Launchpads, they're either incubators or decubators. So here it's a decubate project. This has been ended on the Binance Smart Chain. Yeah, so they have everything laid out here pretty transparently. Everything that I talk about in this video will be linked down below in the description. The official links to paid network will be down below. Beyond that, they have the paid network Medium site here. You can see all the different projects updates. They also have the white paper. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. I can do an updated video on paid network, but I just wanted to cover what this project was all about, how they differ in this Launchpad ecosystem map series. Also follow them at paid_network and follow us at investglobal_IO. I think this is a very interesting project personally. This is Kyle Chassé again here. I like having these forward-facing founders where they're showing their face. You know, a lot of people are just like hiding behind a profile picture that is not them, like a cartoon or whatever, and a username. I do like how Kyle Chassé is upfront about this. Also, you can see the paid network token here just to wrap things up. So is around 23 cents currently. We can see here that the market cap is under $20 million. All the official links as well, like as I said, will be linked down below in the description. But whenever you're researching these projects, CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap are relatively good sources to actually find the official links to the given project. It's fallen from graces from these $6 level around there to what's the all-time low? Let's see. Yeah, all-time low is around 5 cents, but I currently around 25 cents. So that's all for today's video. If you have any questions, any comments, let me know down below in the description. As always, invest global, and until next time.